I stood at the kitchen sink washing dishes and tears streaming down my face. I was so weary, so worn. Life had been coming at us so hard. I was done. I was like, Lord, enough is enough. And deep in my spirit, I heard that sweet whisper, you know, that he has. He said, come to me, Nan, come to me. And because I'm such a godly woman, I immediately jutted out my jaw and pouted my lip and scrubbed those dishes harder because I was angry with God, and the last thing I wanted to do was to go and sit quietly before him. He had disappointed me. We had been unemployed for 3 years. No savings, down to $19 in the bank. This is this past year. We had lost everything. We were on emergency food stamps. I could not buy my wrinkle cream. That is a huge crisis. Ask any of my family members, I have to have my wrinkle cream. And that very day, we had sold our college rings just to pay the electric bill. Very hard day. So I was in a bad place. I was very, very broken. And in God's tenderness and in the way that he pursues us, I heard that sweet whisper once again. Nan, come to me and rest. And this time I responded. Very quietly, I said, yes, Lord. Lord, I'm coming. I am coming. And I shuffled, I kind of shuffled to my study and knelt down by the love seat. And I cried and I cried and I cried. And the Lord said, give it all to me. Your heart is stagnant. There's so much debris in there that the channel is blocked. And my living water cannot flow to bring you restoration. You have got to empty out all of the stagnant water so that I can fill you back up. So I cried and cried some more, and it was an ugly cry. And I gave him all of the heartbreak and the stress and the anxiety of the unemployment. He said, go deeper. He brought to remembrance my brother's suicide. I offered it to him. And my daddy died of leukemia 7 months later. Gave it all to him. I began to see it as an offering. Lord, I'm offering this to you because I want that channel open. I want the stagnation gone. I even gave him the scandalous lies that a woman in our church had spread throughout the community, tearing me apart. I gave it to him. And when it was all said and done, there were all my broken pieces, but now they were exposed to him. They weren't covered up with dirty water. They were exposed. So I sat so quiet. You know how when you have that ugly cry and you're so exhausted afterwards? I was exhausted. I was exhausted. And what I did was I pictured myself cuddling, snuggling beneath the shadow of his wing, and I rested. And then he said, I want you to give me praise. Don't praise me for your circumstances. Praise me for who I am. I said, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord, I love you, Lord. You are my Redeemer. You are my friend, my mighty God. And as I praised him, I felt that stirring in my spirit. And I knew the living water was beginning to flow. I said, Father, you are my strong tower. I can run to you and be safe. You are Jehovah God. You are Jehovah Jireh, my provider. Jehovah Rapha, my healer. You, Lord, are El Roy, the God who sees me and knows all about it. And the healing began to come. Jesus said, come to me, all of you who are weary and heavy laden, come to me and I will give you rest. But it requires a response. We're so familiar with that scripture, we say it often, but it requires a response. We must say, Lord, I'm coming to your grace. I'm coming to your love and your peace. Fill me up with your living water. He says, come to me. So I ask you today, are you hurting? Are you overwhelmed? Has life come at you so hard that you are just at your breaking point? If that's you today, sweet sister, Jesus would say to you, my sweet, sweet, precious child, come to me and I will give you rest.